Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another episode, EPL Breakdown. It is a double, double episode today. We have the week 30 review, and we're gonna go ahead and do the week 31 preview as well. So all my regulars, hopefully you tune in tonight. It's the review and preview all in one, people. So we're gonna go through the 10 fixtures that played this week. And we're also going to talk about the weekend's fixtures. Yes, people. So tonight's going to be a packed show. So we're going to get right to it. Remember, this is a YouTube program. This is Gooner TV. So the rules here are, of course, as follows. You have to like the video. First thing you have to do as soon as you reach, like the video. As a matter of fact, we are going to make sure that we make use of what YouTube gives us to make sure that we get the most likes, right? So instead of me figure out if you have liked the video, I'm just gonna put a poll right in the chat. Yes, people, start a poll. Do you like the video? Keep it simple. Keep it simple, people. So yes, we are going to get right into the content tonight, people. No time to waste because, as I said, we have a full show. We're going to do the preview for week 31, which is the weekend's games, and we're going to do the review show of week 30, which was the midweek games this week. So everybody, if you have a side that you support in the Premier League, drop your 3 points in the comment section. Just put a 3 in the comment section if you have collected 3 points this week. Most of the teams should have. This is one of the few weeks I can remember that pretty much all of the teams in the top part of the league collected wins. Basically, the entire top 7 all won. Yeah, so it was the current top 7. Obviously, when they started the week, they wouldn't have been that, but yeah. Everybody up top winning this week, so that's a big thing for the week. A lot of the teams with aspirations of Europe would have won their games, most of those teams at least. And we did have one of the relegation teams as well getting a win, which is something that we haven't seen much in recent weeks. Those teams have just been getting beaten. So pretty much all of you did do the prediction game this week. You would have probably known that a lot of you didn't get that fixture right. The fixture with the relegation team winning. And we're going to go through all the results of the week as well. We'll have that ready to go to reveal the championship for the week, the champion for the week, I should say, and the last place finisher, which of course is the donkey of the week, people. So good thing for the donkey of the week. You only have about 3 days to wear this dubious crown, and then we'll crown a new one on Monday night, people, after the last game of the week takes place for the weekend. So people, as I said, we have an action-packed show, so let's get right into it. Again, Gooner TV, please do like the video, share the content as well, and if you're new to the channel, please do smash that subscribe button. Yes, please do smash that subscribe button. If you are an avid fan of football, of course, EPL content is covered here. Plus, we cover all Jamaican football as well, boys and girls, men and women. So yes, that is why you should consider subscribing. And if you want to really support the channel in a major way, you can consider, please, joining as a member as well, people. Yes, those are all the ways you can support the channel. And of course, you can comment in the form of a super chat if you want to bless up the channel in that way as well. Yes, people, everything is accepted over here. So let's go right into the games, right? Shall we? So first game of the week was one that I definitely had my eyes on because that's my team. Jason Gooner will put it in the moniker, so it's a real thing. Yes. Big up football one. Bless up yourself, bro. Thanks for tuning in. We'll go through the games this week and also preview the weekend's games as well. So if you want to drop your predictions, you're more than welcome to join this week's table. Yes. So this was the lineups for the Arsenal versus Fulham game. Fulham has been somewhat of a little bogey team of late for Arsenal, turning us over, getting draws, getting points off of us, key points taken away from us in the past couple of seasons. And this was something that I wasn't really looking forward to, just due to the fact that it just seemed like this team had a voodoo on us. But this is a day of mixed emotions for me as an Arsenal fan. And the main reason being, the player that comes on to score the second goal, which in the end was basically the winner, as they did get a goal late, Fulham. Bukayo Saka made his return, and that was quite a joyous occasion. The fans in the Emirates really lift up when Saka was getting ready to come on. And, it didn't take him long to get his name back on the score sheet. But, of course, really marring that great part of the game would have been the substitution of Gabriel Magalhaes in the first half after about 15, 16 minutes. And the news hasn't been good, people. Gabriel Magalhaes is out for the season, had to undergo a procedure, tore out his hamstring. Basically, it was a play where we gave up the ball in midfield and he's chasing back to try to, get the numbers right on the counter. And his hamstring just gave, people. So definitely a tough one for Arsenal. I don't think, it's just going to be a tough one. We've seen Kivior come in the past, and while I think he has ability, I don't think he has the consistency. And, for what we have to undertake in this Champions League fixture, look, I am rooting for the guy. I hope he can pull it off, but I really and truly worry with him. And you saw for the rest of this game, even though because our midfield I thought played really well, we're able to really shield the back line for the most part. But anytime Kivior had any defensive work to do, it was 50-50. Sometimes it came off, other times it didn't really work out for him. So hopefully, with some more reps on the weekend in the next game, he can, really fully get ready for the challenge of Madrid. But boy, it's tough. I'm hopeful that the one with Jurriën Timber is more of a precautionary thing, because I know in the first half he went down holding, I believe he was stretching his knee, which wasn't a good sign. But he ended up, talking to Arteta about tactics, went back on the pitch, looked fine. And it looked like he was cramping up more than anything when he came off. So I'm a little more hopeful about Jurriën Timber moving forward. Calafiori, not sure how long it will be, but it looked a pretty bad one with his injury on international duty. I don't think it's an ACL or anything of that nature, but it was a pretty big strain, I think. So don't think he'll be back. So it's really going to be Kivior on that back line playing centre back more than likely. And I hope and pray that Timber is okay, because it looks like the default next thing that the coach goes to is Partey at right back, which while it's okay, he doesn't play terrible at right back. We lose the central midfielder that Thomas Partey is in the midfield. So I would rather play someone else at right back, try fit somebody else in, than move Partey out of that position in midfield. That's just me. I mean, some people might say, it's fine to move him because you have Declan Rice and you can play him there. But I don't mind Declan Rice doing more things than just mopping up in front of the back line, and I prefer Partey's ball progressing passes in that number 6 role to Rice's ability to drive with the ball in the other position. So, I actually, it's one of the few things tactically that I agree with Arteta, playing Rice, kind of not in that single pivot type of system role. And it's never really a single pivot, because Skelly and Timber at times will make the extra person in that line. But I like the freedom that Rice has, and I'd rather Rice doing the back and forth in than Partey or other players that we have in our squad. So yeah, it's can work the way it is. But I think for me, a couple of keys from this game. Of course, the injury to Gabriel, the return of Saka, but I think something that might have flown under the radar because of all the things surrounding Saka, Gabriel's injury, is the performance of Martinelli in this game. I thought Gabriel Martinelli was like, I guess it might be, maybe it's a bit Gunner's fanish to say this, but it was like a vintage Martinelli performance in terms of um, just being a constant threat. Definitely posing a lot of problems for Castagna on that wing. One of the time he made him fall down going around him, was brilliant. A lot of good dribbles, just really technique, very 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 neat, tracking back, working for the team as well, which he always does, to be fair to him. But I thought the end product, the overall threat was up in this game for him. Um, would still like maybe for the finishing to be a little better, but not gonna fault him so much on that in this game because he had some near misses on the day. And I thought that his overall play was really good, high accurate passes, 5 key passes. That's what they want from Martinelli. Maybe people don't really give him the credit for his passing, because he's more of an action player, dribbling take-ons. But I think when he's really playing well, that's the thing that I look for in Martinelli game to see if he is playing really well, the key passes, because I think he does have that ability to. He has better vision than people might give him credit for. He did create one big chance as well in the game. That was the one for Bukayo Saka's header, which some might say it was a fortune of some luck in the assist, but I would like to think he, knew that there would be a threat on that back post if he just clipped it back to that area. So I'm going to give him some credit as well for that one. Wasn't successful on his crosses a lot, but I just like the fact that he's getting crosses in. A lot of times, you put defenses under pressure over time, they might make a mistake on that last one he put in. So you have to try. You have to try. So I don't mind the crosses. Ground duels good. Went into 2 areas, didn't win any of those. Possession lost 16. I can live with that because he's trying to create. You could see him on the front foot most of the time. So I'm not going to kill him for that one. And he was offside once. No defensive stats, but as I said, definitely, if you watch the game, you see him working on that left side. So for me, that was a plus. Martinelli hasn't really played that way to me in a long time. One area as well, even though Saka is back, did his thing while he was on the pitch as well. So that's a good sign. Because he did have a bit of a quiet end to the right before the international break. He had like a 1 or 2 little quieter games for what the standard he had set so far. So good to see him back, and Odegaard doing everything except finish extremely well. I mean, just can't put the ball on target, top of the box, in the box. Can't finish. Can't finish. I don't know what happened to him. Like, I remember a couple of years ago, the man was burying everything in that area. And he just lost his shooting boots. But everything else he's doing is top. The passing, the tempo, just moving around players on the pitch, making sure they're in the right spots. Definitely wouldn't say like a rah captain, but you can definitely see that his communication is way up in terms of how much he talks to players on the field. Bless up Nitro. Yeah man, Gunners, we have injuries in our defense with Real Madrid upon us. It's tough, Nitro. It's tough, but let's see what we can do. As I say, I don't love the consistency that Kivior usually have. Like him have some moments in the games where him look like him could be potentially really good, but then other times it's not really going on. It's not really it, And I've talked a lot about Arsenal, but let me give some credit to Fulham. I thought Robinson was his usual good, dangerous going up and down the flank, but Fulham just didn't really have enough of the football at times for him to really, be that far up the pitch. So he couldn't really influence the game as much as he might have wanted to. But Fulham was still able to create some good chances in the game. Due to I think what has hurt Arsenal probably ever since Arteta has been manager is I haven't really quite figured out the defensive transition all the way. Um, I mean, sometimes we get away with it because we have a couple of brilliant players on defense that might be able to turn a bad situation into an okay one just by holding up the play for like a split second. But if we don't get that situation where we can hold it up, sometimes we're usually exposed. And as long as the other team execute, they're usually going to get a shot on target. And, kudos to Real at the time for just making a save. But I think that's the one thing that if you play Arsenal, you can always know in the back of your mind, if we break out in a certain way and, have the ability to maybe have two players cheating instead of the one, and just have somebody to play off of when you counter. Sometimes Arsenal can be in trouble. And in the first half, I remember a play, Traore got away, sent it across the box, and really and truly could have just passed it into Raul Jimenez, but I don't even think he saw him. But, those things just happen against Arsenal every now and again. But I thought in this game, though, we did a decent enough job of controlling the proceedings. Didn't allow too many of those like transition phase to happen against us. But when it did, it was too easy, I thought, for Fulham to find openings to get shots off. Because most of their shots would have come in, transitional type phases, which when you look at the totals and everything, for me, that's a bit too much. 9 shots, 3 on target. We had 17, 4 on target. So, 4-3 in shots on target. So, really not that big of a difference. And the scoreline shows as it was 2-1 in the end. And it's pretty close to the expected goals, 2.38 to 0.99. The ball possession, almost even. So, look at that. We had a slight edge in the first half. They had the same edge in the second half. So, a lot closer than I thought it was just watching the game. Which, another thing that I noticed this week, and maybe you guys can tell me this as well, but do you guys think that the international break like made the games a little bit slower pace this weekend? Because for me, I found a lot more teams just kind of being okay with the other team with the ball. Yeah, it's something that I noticed. I don't know if anybody else noticed it too, but I just felt like even like when you look across the league with the amount of scoring and stuff this week, it was kind of a lower scoring week, and I just felt like a lot of the games that I watched had longer spells where teams were just in possession, kind of relaxing with the ball than what you normally see in the Premier League week in, week out. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but it seemed like some teams were a bit leggier than others, and it definitely showed up in teams that had exertions in the FA Cup. You could definitely see with those teams. I mean, Man City, it affected a little less, I thought, because they have a bigger squad and they maybe rotated more players and all those things. But when you look at Crystal Palace performance this week, you look at even Nottingham Forest this week, maybe not as energetic as they normally are, with their own injury concerns as well going on. You look at Bournemouth as well, which we'll get to very shortly here in the show. So I think the players are a little bit tired, man. If you look at it, I think that's definitely the case. And when you look at the speed of play as well, I thought it was noticeably down this week. When I was watching some of the games that I watched, so it's just something that I thought about, and I was like, I wonder if anybody else seeing this, because to me it looks like the players are a bit jaded. But two big chances apiece. But this time of year, I guess for Arsenal, it's just about building momentum, that winning feeling. It doesn't have to be great, or the prettiest right now. Just get 3 points and just see what can happen. Me personally, I have pretty much conceded the league to Liverpool. I've told all of my family members and people that I know that are Liverpool fans, congrats. Um, So yeah, I'm not, but I do think that for the rest of the season, in terms of the other competition we're in, which is the Champions League, you want to go into those games with the best possible mindset, and nothing is a better mindset than winning. So just win the damn game, them, and yeah, and the day, which is coming up very soon here next week, we'll have to see how it plays out. Fulham had more entries than Arsenal as I scrolling through the stats, people. Um, so I was definitely underestimating the performance, because I do tend to look at these stats live. I don't look at them beforehand because I want to talk about the game, you know, just from the point of view of watching it, and then we look at the stats and see. But clearly in this game, I was underestimating what Fulham was about. But now that I'm thinking back on the game now, and I'm remembering patches of play where Fulham wasn't really doing much with it, but they did have the ball, and Arsenal didn't really have that desire to win the ball from them that high up the pitch. And I thought that was just a byproduct of maybe Gabriel going down early and the coach kind of saying, you know what, let's just try to play out this game without any other things happening, um, an international break and all those things. Because you look at Declan Rice, Partey, Odegaard, they would have all played, for their countries. Gabriel the same, played 2 games for Brazil. Skelly played 1 game for Brazil. I don't think he started. I mean England. Saliba played both games for France. Timber would have played both games for the Netherlands, I'm sure, but had to leave due to illness. So he also was just coming back, was ill the whole international break, basically. So, not the best build up to play in a Premier League match, being sick for like a week or so, 10, 7, 8 days or whatever it would have been. Um, Raya didn't play for Spain, so he's rested. And yeah, all the other players would have played. Wanere played U21. Merino played twice for Spain, albeit off the bench. Martinelli wouldn't have played for Brazil in this window. So yeah, all the other players as well. Jimenez would have played. Sander Berge played 2 games. Robinson wasn't in the USA squad. Lukic played for his country. Castagna, I believe, played for Belgium. I want to say at least one of the games. Anderson played for his country. Cuenca wouldn't have played. Maybe U21s, maybe. But I'm not sure. Leno doesn't play. Pereira, I think, was with Brazil. I don't know if he got game time though. Iwobi played for Nigeria, so big traveling. Money is not in the Brazil team. Bassi travel never play. That's probably why I'm never play. So yeah, 2-1 to Arsenal though, 3 points in the bag. We'll take it. Bad news, Gabriel out for the season. Jano Star, the rock at the back is out of there. And Bukayo Saka is back, people. Bukayo Saka is back. Didn't take him long to score. I saw a meme today that said Saka was out for Saka was out for 3 months and still scored before Cole Palmer. I was like, geez. People are always going to say them something, eh? That was a good one still. I'm checking with the comment section. Big up DNA, what go on, my brother? There, talk about some EPL tonight. Tomorrow, we're gonna get into the Reggae Girls weekend. Have a tactical preview, Jamaica and Mexico. They're playing the fixtures. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that, break down that, and hopefully by now everybody reach what they're supposed to reach. But tomorrow night, people tune in if you like to discuss the tactics, see how the games might look before they happen. That's where it will happen. We're going to have a tactical preview show. We like to do it match day -1 if we can. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. So we're doing the preview and review of the EPL this week, tonight, all in one show. Yeah, man. Do you think Arsenal can beat Madrid, Jace? Well, look, I think the chances are very low, to be honest. I think Madrid is clearly the better team. The more experienced coach, the know how to win this competition. It's all on the side of Real Madrid. So I would be a fool to say, we are favorites. But at the end of the day, I don't think Madrid is I don't think they're the most solid in terms of defense right now. And I know that we don't really have a quote unquote, recognized striker or whatever the case is, but I feel like we're still going to be able to create chances. So, we have been more clinical in the Champions League when you look at the games in the Champions League. So my hope is that that continues. And if that's the case, it's going to come down to, how stingy can our defense really and truly be. We're missing one of the parts that make it very stingy. That is true. But I would like to think that it's something about the system that we play as well that could be helpful. So, but my main concern, DNA, to be honest, from us like analytical scouting perspective, is that the strength that Madrid have is their transition. That is to me their biggest strength and what makes them the most dangerous. And I think that is what causes us the most danger. So when you put those two things together, I don't love the matchup. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that is my answer. With Saliba injury, will definitely. Well, I think it's Gabriel that's injured, not Saliba, which it doesn't really matter which one of them injured. I think them not together with each other kind of drop down the both of them a notch anyway. So look, Saliba have to step up. If Saliba is really and truly wanting to go to Real Madrid or want to prove that he's good enough to go to Real Madrid and all these things, he has to perform in these two fixtures, and I think what makes it even more pressure on him, the fact that Gabriel is not playing. So, can he really step up and lead that defense now? That is what I want to see, because Gabriel clearly is the vocal leader in that team or in that defense line. So can he can he pick up that mantle, even though that's not his style? Can he do that, because that's what's needed to do right now? That's what we're gonna see. Players tired, yes, that is true. For sure, them tired. I feel the international break kind of slowed down some of the team's momentum. Yeah, that is true. And I feel like you could see just the performances, the movement of the players, the ability to sustain the like same level of energy. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. International break took a toll. Yep, definitely slows down some of the team. Yeah, I laugh at the answer, but I'm a try, bro. Could really answer it. Well, I think I did still. One LFC, says Andrew Pang. Big up, big up, big up. Yeah, man, I won LFC this season, man. You can't go around it. I think Marino on a run of form now. Yeah, he is. He is. I'm contemplating picking him up in fantasy, because a midfielder as a forward is a cheat code, so he might have to get a look in, to be honest. I feel like we might score some goal against Everton. Cause Everton stingy, but I just have a feeling like maybe them in that dead space in the league where, what them really, I guess each position matters still, but I don't know. But at home, last season at Goodison, maybe I'm fooling myself at the same time. Bless up Duke, what go on? Boy, Jason, I would love if can beat Madrid still, but I know it's going to be hard. Yeah, very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. And I'm not fooling myself. Arsenal going to beat Madrid. Have some faith, man. You build, Duke. You build. Beat. I don't know what I have next in Europa, but just beat them. Okay, good. I agree with that take. You'll have to be on your A game. Oh, definitely. If we happen to come through that winning, we'll play the best we can play, for sure. Up, Barca, I'm a team, but your work side, I get dumped up. So activity, just worry about Barca side, no brother. Worry about Barca side, no worry about our side. That's true, bro. Their transition is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm telling the teams I'm gonna like play. I like play Forest, even though somehow we get two decent results in them, because we beat them one time and we lose and we draw the next time. I like play Forest. I like play what them name Brentford. I like play Brentford. I like play obviously Real Madrid because the transition. I like play Liverpool neither. As a matter of fact, under this coach, it might be a little easier because them don't really play this the same exact way. Even though them still have that ability, them don't do it as often as they used to. Them do it a different way now. Bless up RR, what go on, bro? We're there. I break down the thing them. Do you know Marino is the third slowest player in the EPL? Yeah, but in brain might be the third fastest. Because sometimes some things that the man do for turning a midfield and turning a possession and in a tight space, so yeah, he's definitely Spanish. Gabriel has been the better defender this season, and he's the aerial giant. I think you had a great chance against Madrid with him. Yeah, look, that's hard to argue, Andrew. I mean, I have to agree with you. It's funny because when they first became a partnership in terms of Gabriel and Saliba, I always was cussing Gabriel because I think at first I was kind of a slave to the media's way of looking at Gabriel as a defender. But then when I fully start to analyze the two of them, I'm like, all right. In a way, Saliba just can kind of just do the pretty stuff as a defender. Like, kind of don't get involved in too many duels with attackers. Just kind of play off the ball a little bit and just wait to pounce. And once him get on the ball, it's smooth and it he can get out of pressure and pass it. But I really Gabriel do most of the defending. And when you look at even the stats breakdown of games most of the time, like Saliba will have a great game, But when you look at the actual stats, Gabriel rating higher because when you look on the amount of duels and the amount of clearance and the amount of tackle and the amount of interception and everything there, him always have more. So it's almost like Gabriel is the workhorse of that back line and Saliba is kind of the mop-up crew, and kind of take care of whatever is left to take care of. So that's why I say in this game now, it can't be a case where Kivior is the one that you looking to win all the duels and things. You have to take that up on yourself now and make Kivior be the mop-up person, you see me? So I would love for that tactically to be changed because, to be honest, I think Saliba has the pace to play Mbappe maybe a little bit tighter, make him don't get started with his run and play him really physical. It's the big forwards that I worry with Saliba. So I don't mind that matchup in terms of aerially, Mbappe and him, and I don't think Real Madrid is going to try to play that type of game anyway. They're probably going to try to hit the diagonals to the wing and try to get the 1v1s out there with Rodrigo and Vinny, which is going to be a problem just the same. So from all angles, I get it with Madrid. So if you close something else down, you better be ready to try to stop the other thing. Or the other things, because there's a whole heap of people. Bless up actually, what go on? We're there, bro. City look like them, They might try put you out of your misery a little bit in a league. Madrid have the voodoo on the side, but Arsenal is overall a solid defensive team. 4 CBs at the back and 3 DMs. Yeah, that's true still. That's true still, because the way Odegaard play upon the field sometime, you might as well call him a DM too. So true, man. Brentford and Forest for real. Yeah, them two sides, I mean, I like play them none at all, bro. None at all. I not quite as much, but West Ham too, of late. Like, they're not really the greatest transition team, but for whatever reason, West Ham have a voodoo on our side. In regarding to the national team, should JFF have a trials for invitees if they are not elite? Well, I don't really think they should have trials for that type of level football, though, to be honest. I mean, if you're doing a trial, then that player don't play enough football because there's too many ways to watch football now and know what players doing now to not just be able to know if you want to put them in the team from just watching them play them club games. So I don't know if in this day and age trials is really the way to go. Gabriel is the aggressor, Saliba is a calm mind. You need that for any great defensive partnership. But the thing is, more while Anjo, Saliba strong too, it's not like him weak. So him could have do that, but him just don't have to. But now him have to. So let me see if him can do it when him have to, Fulham did score. Yo, actually, as I said that, this might have been, like, of all the times we have done this all season, this is the most a scoreline has ever been picked by everybody. This 2-1 Arsenal, Mass Sports World, big up yourself. Duke, big up yourself. Pristine, big up yourself. Biggs G, big up yourself. Float Management, big up yourself. And Miss Melina did drop a 2-1 as well. So 6 different people actually picked the scoreline here. So clap on yourself for that one day. Yeah, man, the whole I want to see that one day. Crystal Ball, I work that day there. Nigel Garden, up full. Big up BM Wagwan. Since the title race is over, what are your thoughts on the relegation zone? Well, We're gonna get into that in a BM when we get through the game them. So cause we'll do a double show tonight. We'll do the review and the preview in a one. Yeah man, so we'll talk about all that. Big up Red Skull. Yeah man. We're outside, big brother. We're outside. Our little brother, I'm not sure. The amount of player we are turnover and can't find. But so we can't find it all. No, might as well start try have some trials. All right, so the next game, people, 1-0. Sean Lawson got the goal in the 21st minute. And fire of late, I think he scored 2 last week, 1 this week. So, well, not last week, but before the international break. So Strand Larson, putting in the numbers in Cunha's absence. Of course, Cunha still suspended. Was in the news though, saying that after him signing that deal, now it's pretty clear that he needs to make his step now up into another level of football. So let's take a look at the statistics for the game though. West Ham actually had the expected goal advantage and the possession advantage. They created 2 more big chances as well. Only 1 save made by each goalkeeper. So poor finishing was the order of the day for both teams, to be honest. 10 shots on target, 9 shots, 2 on target for Wolves, only 1 for West Ham, though both teams did hit the woodwork as well. Both teams missing all 6 big chances on the day. So as I said, just poor finishing by both teams. It was pretty even though in terms of chances. I would say West Ham had a slightly better of play though. But in the end, it was 1 goal that was needed to win it, and it came off the left boot of Jurgen Strand Larsen after a very helpful deflection, I must add. But Strand Larsen with 3 goals in his last 2 games. All you FPL aficionados might want to take a look at a cheaper forward option in Strand Larsen. But yeah, that is it, people. 1-0. Cunha, of course, has 1 more game left to sit out, and then he'll be back for the weekend after this, the weekend after the Champions League and Europa and Conference League fixtures. So Cunha will be back soon, coming back to a team that has an informed Strand Larsen and I would say an informed Bellegarde as well. So that could form a decent little front 3 to end off the season. And Pereira, I have to give him some credit. I think since he's been in the team, they have seen a drastic improvement in the goals against. They were shipping goals like crazy throughout this season. And, he has come in, solidified the back line. Doherty has been a staple around there. And he has repaid the manager with some solid performances week in, week out. And the people beside him in the defense has changed week to week, but they have been getting better results, conceded far fewer goals. And I always thought that this midfield with the 2 wing back system could work. All 4 technical players who work hard for the team. Eight Nori, definitely super talented in terms of technique. So yeah, I've said it most of this season. I think Wolves is a little bit better than what their points would show, and they somehow, after always looking like they might be going down all season long, always seem to get their way out of it in the crunch time, and they have been continuing to do that, and continued this week with this big 1-0 victory over West Ham. So let's move on to Nottingham Forest and Manchester United. So, United fans, I don't know if the season can get much worse, but you tell me, can it get much worse? I don't know. But they went down again, 1-0 this time to Nottingham Forest. I thought if you're being honest though, United fans, you shouldn't be too upset with the performance. I thought the performance was good when you look at the balance of play. United probably definitely should have gotten something out of this game. But maybe it's just a microcosm of the season where, no matter what kind of performance United puts in, they just don't get any reward for it. So this game ended 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. I don't know. Pika just need to do the work. Yeah, man, true. Didn't pick 2-1 because I decided to be a hater. Yeah, no, Andrew Pong, that is a fact. Of the two teams, I would say they were better. I think Forest was definitely one of those teams that the exertions of the FA Cup semi-final definitely showed. I think it directly resulted in Ola Aina being injured in this game. He has really been a player that has played almost every minute of every game for the longest, and he too did have his trips with Nigeria this time. I think he was with Nigeria. Was he with Nigeria? Don't want to misspeak. Maybe he didn't go this window, trying to make sure that he was good. So let me just check. Yeah, no, he didn't go. Oh, wait, he did go. Damn. So he went, played these 2 games. Pretty sure he started both of them. Yeah. And did he start the other one too? Yep. Came off 67 minutes. So yeah, basically played both games. Then play FA Cup for 120. Penalties. Damn. So yeah, him get a calf injury. Coach said, it's not, he's not gonna be good for the weekend. Gibbs White was a concern, but he played. But I thought, their performance was definitely a tired one. Man U definitely were the team with more energy on the day, created more chances, had more of the football. But in the end, they couldn't get it done. And, it was another good performance from, I think, one of the best keepers of the season, Matt Sells, the Belgian. Did a really good job all game. And of course, United didn't do what they were supposed to do. But look at this advantage in expected goals, big chances, total shots 23-8. But to add insult to injury, the goal was scored by another former Manchester United player. And it's been a theme of late. If you used to play at United and they didn't want you, they get rid of you. Somehow they are doing the thing now. And it played out the same way with Anthony Alanga able to, didn't return because the game was at Nottingham Forest, but able to, in front of the traveling fans, show them what they have been missing. And that they made a big mistake as he powered through basically from his own half, just running with the ball, evading challenges well, and just having good mixture of pace and close control, and then a calm, measured finish into the corner as well, which I think is what United fans would have thought he never had when he was at United, something that he has definitely developed as he has become much more of a marksman in front of goal. I believe that was like his 7th goal in the Prem this season. Not a terrible return for a winger. And of course, some games left in the season for him to add to that as well. So Elanga, definitely an improved player. I'd say him and Hudson Odoi, both at, quote unquote, bigger clubs before the moves that they have made to Nottingham Forest, definitely done well for their careers. Elanga also doing it at international level for Sweden. Hudson Odoi, yet to crack an England team. Still not sure what he's going to do in terms of international, actually, because, he's eligible to play for other countries as well. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch. But definitely think he's on the type of form that any country could use what he's bringing to the table right now. So interesting to see what will happen there. But United, as I said, good performance, but is a good performance enough at this point for United fans? Or at this point, knowing that you can't really get nowhere in the league, are you happy with a good performance? Are you just happy to see a good performance and not care about the result right now? Big up, big up, big up, big up. Well, go on, Sherman. Look like Clarendon lift up everybody but Veer. But the other Clarendon side, them are gone. From Theatre of Dreams to Nightmare and Sir Matt Busby way. You see it. Theatre of Nightmares now. One Chapelton Maroon, we say. Yeah, man. Don't forget Humble Lion, Chile Arsenal can't lose game. Me, not City. Nottingham Forest in Champions League next season will be interesting. Yeah, they're gonna have to bolster, because right now, them have a solid, I would say 14, 15, but they're gonna need more like 18, 19, 20 solid player in the outfield because basically this performance was on the back of FA Cup quarter final, extra time. The man them tired, them not really do much rotation because they can't due to injuries and whatnot. So I forgot beef up the squad a little bit. Bless up flow to Wagwan. Yeah man, no problem man. Late early around here man. Just go and smash the like button same way. Red Skull make sure to beat Madrid. Chile, no Chile now forget that one day, man. So yeah, United fans, let me know in the comment section after the show. Are you okay with the performance? Okay with not winning games right now, just to make sure that whatever the coach Amarim is trying to implement is getting across, and you can see some semblance of a performance and something going on. Because they did create chances. I thought they were the better team, but that doesn't always mean you're going to win the football match, which obviously happened in this one. But Forest march along, solidifying their spot in third. As I said, it was a rare week this week, as all teams that ended the week in the top 7 won on that week. None of the top teams really faltered. The next game, these games now will be moving into Wednesday, which was yesterday. This was the big upset of the week. Ipswich traveling to Bournemouth and toppling the Cherries 2-1. This was a toppling for every single person that played this week. And it's to be understood because, where would people have seen this from? But I think, this would be one of those games that maybe you would call a trap game, right? It's a team that's been on fire. Well, not really on fire, but a team that's outperforming maybe what the critics might have thought they would do this season. They have been on a bit of a lean run of form of late in the league, but they are on the back of a euphoric. Wait, did they lose? No, they lost. They lost to City in the cup. So maybe people should have looked at this and known that it wasn't the best situation to go into a game for Bournemouth. They had a tough game in the FA Cup on the weekend. Ipswich would have been rested, chilling. They do have a couple of players that would have been, plying their trade internationally, but for the most part, most of the players would have been just training, getting treatment. So they would have been the fresher of the bunch. And yeah, I think, Kirkies and Hoyson, besides them who were suspended for the FA Cup, everybody else would have been lagging big minutes. Adam Smith came into the team, as a trying to get a fresh set of legs out there. But yeah, it was clear that Bournemouth just wasn't up for it. They had a good decent amount of play, but I think that to be honest, it wasn't that they didn't create enough. I just thought that they gave up way too much to this Ipswich team, and I think a part of that was just because of the energy levels not being quite up there. And maybe they got a little complacent. They were like, look, this team is relegated basically. We can just turn up and win the game. And even in the stretches of play where they kind of dominated possession and momentum and territory, I just don't think they did quite enough to really say, boy, we did everything we could, As I said, they had a lot of the ball, took a lot of shots, only created 2 big chances on the day, and Ipswich, on the other hand, created 3. So, look, I could see this game on another day being a draw, but kudos and thumbs up to Ipswich Town. They're not mathematically out of this league, so all they can try to do is just get them as many points as possible. And this would have been a game, looking at it, that people would have said, yeah, they're probably going to lose this game as well. But Kieran McKenna and the boys went out there and got it done. 2-1 in the end. They were up 2-0 after Dillard put them up by 2, and it was some hurried defending on that play too. And then Broadhill gave Holson the chopper, the century, before he scored in the first half. And then Evan Nielsen scored from a rebound, really. But look, Bournemouth had their little opportunities, half chances towards the end, but nothing really came of it in terms of goals. So 2-1 to Ipswich, big upset. The whole league, prediction league, lost that one. Nothing we could do about it. My new song should be Nightmare by Chris Brown. I like it. Bournemouth season over now, players on vacation now. Boy, Andrew Pang, hard to disagree with that, because they have had some really bad results in the league, man. And they probably would have been so up for that FA Cup, wanting to do something with the season. And then that happens as well, they lose. So yeah, tough one. Now this one, people, another one. I think you can put this directly down to the opponent that they would have faced in the FA Cup, right? Because this team right here played an extra time game with Nottingham Forest, lost the cup as well, and then they play an Aston Villa team who, in fairness, did play the FA Cup as well, but I thought they had a much easier time of it. The first half would have been tough, but they didn't really stretch themselves so much. And then in the second half, they literally put them away, bang, 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 it was over. And I think they just, it wouldn't have been as taxing mentally, physically on them as the game that Brighton played. And I think that played out on the pitch in the game. The first half, very, very slow tempo, not much really going on, to be honest. But the second half, the game did come alive. But never really came alive like you would have thought these two teams would have had the field or the game. And I think again it was just mainly heavy legs. A lot of football being played in a tight amount of time. But yeah, I think that was a big reason for how the game played out. Rashford getting his first goal in the Premier League for Aston Villa after a brace in the FA Cup. So he continues his good goal scoring form after getting back in the England team. Asensio and Marlon. So, Arsenal, stupid board members. That's how it looks when you back your team going into the second part of the season. They had needs. They needed some more potency up front, and they get 3 players in. They win a game in April in April now, 3-0, and guess who scores? All 3 of their forward loan signings. So that to me is how you're supposed to do it when the season put certain things in your way, certain obstacles. You have to try to pivot and make the situation better. And Aston Villa proving to be an example of that, into the quarterfinals of the Champions League, steadying the ship in the Premier League. It looks like the last few weeks getting closer and closer to that top 4 area. So yeah, and getting production from those mid-season acquisitions that they thought would help them get over the line. Man U to Championship would bring highlights to it. They say it's a conspiracy. They're gonna make them reach down there. I'd rather Man U go in Championship versus LFC, my team winning the EPL. Jano, I want to laugh so bad that he would have give up the trophy for say Man U get relegated. Jano, that name bad mind. Can't promise a win, but goal a score for sure. Yeah, true. Sorry, people. I know that probably loud, but man's thirsty. Man said Liverpool lucky this season. Oh gosh, don't say next season, Skull. You know what? Them gonna say, yo, that's all we always I say is wait till next season, Skull. You make the match no start. It seems like what you say. I know what I'm going to say before him say it, man. So 3-0 to Aston Villa, people. I'm going to keep the thing going because we have a double show tonight, Can't take up the whole of the show doing the review. All right, so let's move to the next fixture, people. That was the 3-0 Aston Villa. Brighton. I don't know which direction I'm going to try to go. I don't know what kind of Brighton team this is. Man City, 2-0 win. Am I seeing the screen correctly? There was a Jack Grealish goal in this fixture. A Jack Grealish goal in this fixture. Amazing. Omar Marmoush getting the other one. That's not as surprising. But another clean sheet as well to the citizens. So Leicester City haven't scored a goal in 75 games now. So I don't know whether to praise them or what. But I don't know how fast get so much in this game. This man literally knocked the ball out and keeper hand for the second goal. And I don't know how fast this man's supposed to have a you can't even call it highlight reel, a bloopers reel of things when him do wrong. Don't mean to pick on you, brother, but I swear you make all kind of mistake. Yeah, man, this Belgian guy fast, man. A real fussy. But yeah, Savinho did well. Very good. Stats-wise, dangerous. A threat all game. Set up Grealish goal on a plate, and Marmoush really was a goalkeeping error, which again, if you watch the play, I think fast knocked the ball out and keeper hand. So it's rough on the keeper. He might probably get the blame for that, but it was really his defender doing a madness. For City fans, should be pleasing to see Escobar back in the lineup. I thought that if he didn't get injured this year, would have seen a lot more of him this year. Yeah, I think if Pep wants to cut his losses with like the likes of a Phil Foden, for example, I think he would be willing to do so because of what he sees in Escobar, to be honest. I think Escobar is going to be incredible if he can like recover from his injury fully and everything and just get back to how he was looking before. That youth is a super talent to me, bro. Escobar, yeah, man. Good player. But Leicester, bro, not looking good for you, Leicester. Not looking good at all. Bobby De Cordova reader unused sub. Did not get on the pitch at all. Had a decent little run of time in the team under Van Nistelrooy, but didn't really get his number called in this one. So we'll see with the quick turnaround into the weekend if Bobby is used this weekend in their next game. Hopefully he is. But Man City winning 2-0, very comfortable. I mean, Leicester barely really did anything in this game. So comfortable win for City, more dominant. So that's good to see. And they had a few injuries come back as well. So good for them. Newcastle and Brentford, this game ended 2-1 with a mad piece of goal by Tonali. Nobody can tell me anything. He didn't mean that one at all. I thought this was a pretty even game. I don't think anybody would have been very upset if it ended in a draw. But Newcastle took advantage of their luck. Isak scoring a really good goal in the first half after unlucky slip, really. I think Collins was the one that slipped and Isak was able to tap it in from close range. And Boomer then scored a penalty after I think Wissa was brought down, and then Tonali scored that mad goal, cross come shot basically. And it can't really fault Flecken so much for that. It was such a freakish play that it just was gonna be very hard to keep out of the goal. So 2-1 in the end at St. James's Park. Big win for Newcastle, trying to keep pace with Chelsea, who also got a win. As I said, everybody up top pretty much won games. Southampton, Crystal Palace. Let's go through the rest of these very quickly. 1-1 that one ended. Southampton looked to be in the driver's seat to get only their third victory, I believe it would have been in the season, but in injury time, through Southampton fashion this season, they conceded a late goal to Matthias Franca as their defense just refused to clear the damn ball, ends up being sent back in, and then Ramsdale maybe could have done better, but not going to kill him there. It was a real, tight angle header, changed direction quickly, and he just couldn't get enough purchase behind it to stop it from going in off of him, and that one ended 1-1 there. Liverpool did win this match 1-0. Obviously, the big talking point from this game would have been the challenge by Tarkowski in the first half. Called on the pitch as a yellow card. I think VAR looked at it for a while. I don't know if somebody help me out here. Was he asked to go and look at the monitor at any point, or did they convince him that he didn't have to go look at the monitor? I can't remember. Or he went and looked at the monitor and just kept it as a yellow card. Is that how it went? Which I thought was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it that wasn't a red card, to be honest. In this day and age, what I've seen given as reds and that wasn't given as a red, I think maybe the referees have this like nostalgia about the derby, and that's a good derby challenge. I heard somebody like a pundit make that reference to that, like that's just a good derby challenge, you know. And yeah, that could have been the only way that's not a red. It must have been some other metric that they were using to decide, because it couldn't have been today's day and age red cards, because that was that's basically what you see every time a red is given. So yeah, first since December 2023. Yeah, bro. Grealish not score for about 3 Christmas next season. FC as always. So I'm with him. I don't know why Red Skull say it, you know, man. Just but know the joke them go forward now. Is that right? Grealish first goal in 16 months? Something like that, you know. Something like that, Nitro. Only playing the league can cost 100 million and escape criticism. Him admit that it was a cross. Okay, that is good, Andrew, because I don't think he would take credit for that. Our players not active and informed for their clubs isn't good. No, BM, it's not. It's not. But as I said, Bobby was picking up steam for the club, like leading into the window. So hopefully, that was just maybe he came back in a bit leggy. You know, Bobby put in a lot of work for Jamaica, you know, man. So he probably go back and the training staff said, Jam will start away to run a marathon. So maybe need a little more recovery time. I mean, I know I did with laugh, but never look at the monitor. Yeah, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy that they never sent him to look. Has a treble, to be honest. Yeah, he does have a treble. All they want to chat. That was offside goal. That was offside goal. You know, I hear somebody else say that, you know. And me I try to figure out. You talk like the first initial ball we play. Like the first ball we play. Because I think I remember when I was watching the game live, you know, I'm saying to myself, like, them not gonna show that part of the goal there, like where the man like the first initial ball. It's a good goal by Jota still. Let me see. Oh yeah, Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz. How them never look on that? How them never look on that? Yeah, I will want to show this in, but I know them gonna ban me damn video, you know, man. But yeah, that's true, Red Skull. That's true. Because the ball played to Diaz. Yes, he never touched it in the initial one, but him was involved in the goal scoring after that. So the play not dead when the man touch the ball, you know. Shouldn't. Normally, the rule need to update because it's not logical for that not to be a red. Yeah, but even the PGMOL, it look like the PGMOL after just ref the match them, because every time a mistake make them come out and talk about that should have been this and that should have been that, and the ref make a mistake. So when it happen, you can't call them in the VAR room and say, yo, a mistake that you're not gonna make, you know. Wait until a challenge like that happen in the Manchester derby and it results in a red card. Yeah, no. Liverpool luckiest team I ever see. Man, them can't win league fair and square. Red Skull, may I tell you the truth, you know, bro. I don't know why that wasn't looked at. Why I never seen a line with Diaz and the last defender red and Diaz green are last defender blue and Diaz green are red. If you know, if him offside or hand side. We never get to see that Red Skull. Why? We want justice of this corruption. Where it says either penalty or some VAR BS. But I saw it go, brother. What for go start, you know? Me no know. Alright, the last game of the week was Chelsea versus Tottenham. My gosh, man, them two teams, yeah. We'd have tried to figure out a way to see if the two of them could have lose, but it's not possible. So we had to pick winners or a draw, and I went for a draw. So of course, one of them did win, and Chelsea was the team to win. Brilliant cross from Cole Palmer, getting a goal contribution for the first time in a good little while still. Good finish again, Enzo Fernandez, keeper, and getting goals and assists of late. Probably on his best run of form this season for club and country. played 2 good games for Argentina as well. But I thought Van de Ven definitely caused the goal to score because Romero is marking Jackson at the near post, but he's kind of in front of Jackson to cut out the ball. And then Van de Ven, for some reason, runs up behind him to get closer to Jackson, leaving Fernandez by himself. And Fernandez did well to compose himself, jump, get over the ball well, and head it back where it came. No chance for Vicario to make it 1-0. Tottenham had some little chances towards the end. A big chance saved by Sanchez, like diving across his goal. Basically, the goalkeeper, the only person to beat. I think that chance might have fell to Son, if I'm not mistaken. But he wasn't able to put that one away. So, yeah, it was a decent enough game. Another one that it just looked like maybe the tempo never really got all the way up. But I thought Chelsea was the better team for most of the game, to be honest. But Tottenham, I thought got enough chances when it was 1-0 to maybe get the equalizer, but just couldn't get it done. And in the end, they converted one of their 3 big chances, did Chelsea. Tottenham got 2 big chances and couldn't convert either one. And that was the main difference in this football match. 1-0 win. Enzo Fernandez again getting on the score sheet. So that is the review show in total of all the 10 games that were played. And before we move on to the preview show for this week's fixtures, or this weekend's fixtures, I should say, you have to take out the PGMOL money from your transfer budget. We chose to spend it all there this season. We learned from our previous mistakes. Good move. Well played. Ange Postecoglou, all leave still as this man as Spurs manager is beyond me. Brother, the man say him nah pay no payout, no pay off business, brother. Man say him cut him losses, you know. Well, him nah cut him losses. You must see it out. All right, so what more I don't know, people, is let's give some credit to the people them that did their thing in the weekly predictions, whether good or bad. Don't feel no way if it's a bad one for you this week, but we're gonna show you guys the results of this week's table. So let's go ahead and get on the screen for week 30, the champion for the week. And that goes out to Duke. Duke is the one that takes home the championship after several Donkey of the Week performances. Duke is back to winning ways, started the season pretty well, but has hit a rut as predictions have been concerned. This week, though, I think a part of the reason why he got this victory this week, he was able to eliminate his heart and pick with his mind as he went smartly with a Manchester United defeat this week. 7-3, got the tiebreaker over Pristine with a good performance as well, but had 2 games correct, and that did the trick for him to get it this week. Predicted the Southampton point with Crystal Palace, a good pick in there, and also Arsenal Fulham. He was in that contingent of 2-1 to Arsenal for that one. So Duke, congratulations, Pristine, well fought. Moss Sports World keeping up his consistency, always somewhere near to the top in third this week. Everybody else, we're just thankful not to be the donkey of the week, right? And without further ado, people, the part that maybe people didn't want to see if you are on this next page, but somebody had to be it, people. And this is the donkey of the week for this week. A regular to the channel, we hate to see it, people, but Hot Chili is the donkey of the week. Donkey of the week, Hot Chili. Hot Chili did pick his team this week, but he was unable to pick correctly 6 matchups, and that was what got him the title, or I don't even know if you can call it a title, but he is the donkey of the week for week 30 in the Premier League predictions table. So, Hot Chili, big up yourself. You have quick chance to redeem yourself because we're gonna jump right into the preview and prediction show for this week, people. We're gonna get through this. We're about want to try to keep this right at the 2 hour mark. Pristine, you just entered the building, so let me not let you not see this. So just to recap, the winner this week would have been Duke with a 7-3 record. So very good work from Duke this week, getting it over the line. Pristine, you are very close, but you only got one game picked right to Duke's 2. So you got the tiebreaker over you. But you have a chance right now to get your hands on that trophy for next week. And as you saw when you got in Donkey of the Week, let me not block him from the viewers out there. Hot Chili, Donkey of the Week with a 4-6 record. So redemption time for all those who didn't win. So Duke, I don't know if you're still in the building, bro, but we are going to do the preview show in this game as well, or in this show as well. So let's get this off the screen now. We have had enough of the donkey of the week. They will return, but not right now. So let's get that off the screen and get back to the preview show for week 31. We're going to roll right into it. And of course, if you guys weren't sure that I was going to do this, this is mainly happening because it's going to be a Reggae Girls weekend for me, between the tactical preview show, which I'm going to do tomorrow night, and the review show that I want to do after Saturday, as I won't be able to live stream the game, sadly. Family duty comes first, you know, people. Juliana has 2 games on Saturday, so we will be on the road. I will watch the game in the car on the way back. I'm basically putting it out there into the atmosphere. My wife is going to drive home, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're going to whisper that part. But yeah, but I will have a show in the night just to recap, maybe do a call-in or something. I know the Reggae Girls fans don't really get a place to voice their opinion enough, so we'll try to open it up that way. But that's why we're doing the EPL content tonight, just to leave space for the Reggae Girls tomorrow night before a long day Saturday of traveling and football with my daughter and the family. All right, so let's get right into week 31 preview show. People, we're at the halfway point of the video, so please do smash that like button, smash that like button, smash that like button. Hopefully you guys have been doing me justice in that regard. Yes, I like the looks of that. That's nice. Yeah, it might be a lofty target, but 50 likes, should be able to get to the 50 likes, right? So let's go ahead and shoot for the 50 likes. Empty riff. It don't really matter because City win. What you say in a business? Next week, congratulations, Duke. Yeah, man, Pristine. Next week is now. Saying that Duke can't even celebrate because it's now. Basically, man of the champ no more. I pick some new score now. That's it. That's it. Out of 4, 2 correct scores though. It's the small wins that matter. Yes, Chile. You have to take the small victories. You know, your side lose the game, but you never get 6-love. You know, you lose like 2-1. Nail a last minute goal as well, you know, rough one. All right, so let's get right into the EPL fixtures for this week. I think it's going to be very similar to last in that the first game of the week will involve the mighty Arsenal. They will take on David Moyes' Everton, losing for the first time in 9 matches when they went down this weekend to their bitter rivals, Liverpool, in Anfield. This time they return to Goodison Park and they will host the mighty Arsenal Gunners for the last time at this hallowed venue. So the head-to-head, as they have played this fixture many times in the Premier League, 65 matches played, Arsenal with a whopping 38 wins to 12 for Everton and 15 draws. But if you notice, of the 12 wins for Everton, 10 of them have happened at Goodison Park. This season, Arsenal was probably the start of what I would say what looked like the sputtering of the title challenge. This 0-0 with Everton just came at a terrible time. When you look back at this game, Look at the starting lineup. Magalhaes obviously will be out. Timber more than likely rested for this game because they probably wouldn't want him to have any issues going into Real Madrid. Um, Marino is now a striker, so he's not in midfield. Partey potentially could have to play right back, but again, with Madrid at midweek, I would think you would want Partey to come off the bench in this game if possible. Maybe start the likes of a Jorginho in midfield, just to get the rotation and not overdo the players. Odegaard is Iron Man, so he plays if he's fit, and Declan Rice similar, but I think they would want them out the game by about 60 minutes, similar to this. Saka is the interesting one because a lot of times when you bring a player back, you want to maybe do it gradually. He came in, I thought, a bit earlier than I thought in the last game. It was like 58, 60 minutes. So you got a good 30 minutes out of it, plus injury time. The argument could be if you want him fit enough to play at 90 minutes, maybe you increase those minutes again. So you did 30 last time, to 60 this time, build into the potential 90, maybe take him off after 70 in the start against Madrid. But I would probably start him in this game and see how he feels at halftime. Because I would want him to build up towards that extra minutes. So I would probably give him the start this game, to be honest, and just let him feel the game from the start of the game. Because if he's fit, he's gonna start against Madrid. So you might as well start him here as well. And obviously don't overdo it. There's no need for him to play the full 90. He can play 60, I think would be fine. 65. And that should be good, Martinelli, as I said, had like one of his best games, so I would imagine he would play again. And then what he decides to do up front is going to be interesting because, as I said, if Partey plays right back, Marino could have to play midfield with Rice going central as the number 6 and Marino playing the Rice role, so to speak. But again, it just depends on what he wants to do as far as rotation going into that Real Madrid game. So it's going to be a very tough team to try to predict him to use. The only thing I think you can bet your house on is that Kivior and Saliba will start to try to, get as much reps and time together as possible before the Real Madrid game. Everton did see the return of Iliman Ndiaye off the bench, so similar to with Saka, it's a case of do they trust his fitness enough for him to start? That remains to be seen. And Calvert-Lewin not around, but that's okay because Beto, even though he missed a gilt-edged chance against Liverpool, hitting the post with it, he's been on fire of late. Arsenal last 5 games, 1 draw, 1 loss, and 3 wins around that. Their last win at Goodison though came back in September of 2023. That would have been last season. Before that, though, they did go down 1-0 to them. I think that was courtesy of a Damari Gray goal. How could I forget that one? February 2023, sinking us with a big strike from outside the 18. Form guide of late, not good enough if you want to mount a challenge to a team that only has 1 loss in the Premier League in Liverpool. Only 8 points from the last 15 possible on show for them, and Everton winless in 5 but only 1 loss with 4 draws against United, Brentford, Wolves, West Ham, and of course the loss against Liverpool last week. Arsenal though 2 wins on the bounce. Hopefully they can make that 3. 10 more wins for Arsenal, 3 more draws for Everton. Only 3 losses on the season for Arsenal, not bad. You just look at some of those 10 draws and you wonder to yourself, how different could this league look if Arsenal just converted even 3 of those into wins. Another 9 points in this table right now, and it's looking like definitely a race, that would put us 3 points behind. We'll play first, we win the game against Everton, and that's actual pressure now on Liverpool. But then I woke up and it was reality, and we're 12 points back. So no such scenario, my friends. Average goals scored per match, though, decent, 1.83, 1.07 to the struggling goal getters Everton. But I would say under Moyes, that has been a much better stat for them. Always been a pretty stingy team defensively, just never scored enough goals early on in the season to get enough 3 points. Under Moyes, that has changed, but they have still been just as stingy, to be honest, and that's why even though they hadn't been winning a lot of games, they weren't losing them either. Arsenal with only 2 more clean sheets on the season than Everton. That should show you right there. Chances created per match, a full 1 more by Arsenal so far this season. 4-0, best win, worst defeat 4-0. Arsenal best win 5-1, and worst defeat just a 2-0 to Bournemouth. Havertz, out of the 2 teams, still leading in goals scored, hasn't kicked the ball for a while now. Martinelli up to 6 now. Well, on 6 still, and Better also on 6. Saka just got back, but double more than anybody else in this fixture with 10 assists on the season. Going into this one, people, Everton and Arsenal, I think now that Everton is kind of somewhat safe, maybe some of those heroic performances change. But I think the Goodison Park, Arsenal having Madrid next to play, all these things really working against Arsenal. But I'm not going to say it's disaster going into the Madrid derby. But my mind is really telling me to go with a draw, just because I think that's what's going to happen. I think Arteta will be cautious with team selection going into that Champions League game. Everton had what I would call a tougher game against Liverpool before our game, but Arsenal find a way, man. They find a way. When I say 2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 Arsenal. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet, but I think we'll find a way. 10 draws. Whole heap of draws. Congrats, Duke. You win a trophy, bro. I think he even did there. Everton 1-0 says pristine. Why? Normally, I would have cussed, but I could actually see that being a possible result, bro. All right, Andrew. Andrew same there. So we have a new player this week, people. Andrew Pang in the building says 2-1 to Arsenal. Chile are dead with love. We say if we fail to win before Madrid, it matters, but not in the grand scheme of things. We could lose against Everton and still turn up and just win that game, though, to be honest. But I don't want that to happen. Arsenal 1-0. All right, so Chile said we're going to go at Everton. No, Gabriel. Keep them out. I could see it. But I will tell you, is it somebody like Beto? Saliba kryptonite that year. Saliba don't like that much strength against him. Only thing Beto is not like the most technical, so he might can get away with it. But see, you have technique and power. Forget about that. Saliba weakness, that, bro. Like for a long while, I never really see no weakness, but then I'm telling you, it's like a couple of performances I see against Ivan Toney. I'm say, see the problem with Saliba there. That's one thing. If you get a physical striker, just battle him all day long. Yeah, man. Better go cause whole heap of problem, man. Cause neither Kivior nor Saliba, neither one of them like them type of striker there. Cause Saliba, you think Saliba bad with them striker there? Kivior worse. Float say 3-1 Madrid first leg. No rush thing, Float, man. Monday night we had the review show and we're gonna have a segment for the Champions League that night, then, man. Don't worry, man. Don't rush thing, Float. But 3-1 Madrid. Move up. First game at Emirates, man. We're not getting a 3-1 back up our yard. Awesome. Yeah, bro. That better verse give you, I mean, I like that, none at all. Like, I'm actually upset now because if we just have Calafiori, man, we could have easily played Saliba and Calafiori in the centre back, and would have feel all right with that. Can feel like Calafiori better in a centre back anyway. I just put him there. I'm not have to worry about go forward so much and all him something. They just defend. I mean, he can still advance with the ball from in position still, but my attack, don't have to up and back so much. Physical, technical players are Arsenal weakness. In other words, Newcastle. Yeah, Andrew Pong, that is true. Me I talk about just the defense, but yeah, any team with a lot of technical players, but them have physique as well, and them transition well. Yeah, man, I hate that problem, man. Yeah, man, me know say a joke here, man. Me know say a joke here, float. Big up yourself. Yeah, MCB, exactly. MCB. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think him is best in a 3 at CB still, but I still would be okay with him in a 2 or in a 4. You know what I mean? I still would be fine with that. Yeah, so Everton, Arsenal, that's pretty much everybody I think that's in the chat. Make sure I put down everybody's score. I have Chile, Red Skull. I don't see Duke drop no score yet. Float management, pristine. I know Biggs G, Mass, probably drop for them in the comment section. Channel star CK must be busy from where they start. I can't see CK. CK, anyway, there, big up yourself, energy. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right, so Everton Arsenal, that is it, people. Recent form, everything. Key is to see how much rotation from Arteta. NDI, can he start? Because if NDI start, that's another level now we have to worry about with Everton. Crystal Palace Brighton is the next game. These are teams that had a lot of exertion in the weekend as well as midweek playing the Premier League again. Brighton going down, Crystal Palace having a surprise draw with Southampton. So both teams not really doing what we thought they would do last week. This has been one of the more even fixtures in Premier League history between head-to-head between the two. Both teams with 4 wins out of 15 games and then 7 draws to go along with that. Palace did end up beating them at the Amex earlier this season. So Brighton trying to return the favor at Sellers Park now. Recent form, Brighton had been on a really good run of form, getting them right back up in the table before drawing with City and losing to Villa. And then Crystal Palace as well lost to Everton, but then went on a tear, beating Fulham, Villa, and Ipswich. Most notably 4-1 against Villa at home, 1-0 over Ipswich before drawing last week with Southampton. Again, I think they looked a bit leggy after their FA Cup match as well. Not really the same energy level that we used to from them. Brighton up to 8th now, but they're really not that far off. If they were able to find a 3-game win streak in them now at this point in the season, it would put them really close to getting into that premium European spot, that fourth place spot. I think still not far off for any team around this area where Brighton is. Average goals scored per match, Brighton with the edge 1.6 to 1.28. Better goals conceded though for Crystal Palace 1.17. I think their goalkeeper Henderson, honorable mention as well in terms of best keepers for the season so far. 1.5 conceded per match. On the other side of things, Verbruggen, I think, not having as good a season. 2 more clean sheets for Palace, 9 to 7. Chance created per match. Palace with the higher 2.1 to 2.07. Very, very close though. Not really much between them. Mateta with 12 goals, Pedro with 8, Matoma with 7, Eze and Pedro with 6 assists, Tyreek Mitchell with 4 assists. So that is the tail of the tape as far as these two teams are concerned. So how are people thinking this one will play out? As I said, it's very, very even between these two teams. I'm going to say that it stays that way. Nobody will break that tie. And I'm going to say that this game ends 1-1. Crystal Palace and Brighton. Both teams will get a goal but neither one will be able to break that deadlock, and it's going to end 1-1 in this fixture. Where's the under 21 right back? Ooh, Nichols still debut, or anybody else. But the next one name, have like a European footballer name. I can't remember the man name now, star. You probably say it for me. Palace 3-1 says Chile. It's a bounce back. Draw written all over that. Yeah, man. I say the same. 1-1, I say. Andrew Pang agree. Red Skull agree too. Pristine going for the Brighton win. 2-1. Yeah, Rosiak. Yeah, him same one. I'm gonna have one name Maldini too, or Kakuri, something like that. Not Maldini, but something like that. Floats at 2-1 to Palace. Mateta probably do for a goal too. Been a few games. So yeah, that one seems to be sorry people, I'm just dash on myself. Oh, I'm on loan. Okay, I'm on loan. Alright, so yep, that's everybody in the building right now that's doing their predictions. So let's move on to the next fixture. Crystal Palace, Brighton was what we just did. So let's move on down the line. This one will be on USA in the States, 10 o'clock, Ipswich versus Wolves. So a relegation battle. Ipswich, if they want to catch Wolves, I'm sure they were looking at this 6-pointer as a way to get there. Only one match played between the teams in the Premier League, and the win was 2-1. Ipswich over Wolves. I believe this may have gotten their last manager the sack, if I'm not mistaken. They don't show you who the coach was to the Royal card. Let me see. Not here either. Yeah, man, Gary O'Neill. No, man, him get the chop right after this. And like every other game in play this season, basically Cunha score. But that one was the end of their previous manager. But yeah, this is the recent form. It doesn't look good on either end, but much better. Well, not so bad enough for Wolves. I mean, 10 points out of 15 is good form. That's better than Arsenal in the last 5. Ipswich with that win, breaking up a 4-loss in a row stretch. And that's the difference between them. 4 more wins for Wolves. Definitely much further along now. But 3 more draws. So 9 points clear of Ipswich. If they could get to 6 points behind them, then maybe they could dream again that they'll have more than one season in the Premier League. But I think this is a definite must win for Ipswich if they want to stay up. You have to try to put a loss on the team you're chasing and get the 3 points if you have the chance to face them, which they do have that opportunity this go around. So I think this is a do or die for them. Goals scored per match, Wolves with the edge there. Goals conceded not too far apart, almost both at 2.1 for Ipswich, 1.93 for Wolves. Wolves have 6 clean sheets though, and I bet you at least 4 of those are under the new manager Pereira. Chance created per match 1.57 to 1.3. Both teams have had some big defeats. 6-0 Ipswich, 6-2 Wolves went down to Chelsea this year. Cunha will not be there, so the 2 leading goal scorers Delap and Strand Larson both into double digits now. Strand Larson, of course, 3 goals in his last 2 games. Bellegarde been playing well of late. Now up to 6 assists, 8 Nori and Semedo. Good threats with assists as well as the wing backs with 5 and 4 apiece. And you can say Wolves hard-working team, 3 players in the lead and tackles between both teams. So look, Ipswich is do or die for them. I just think that right now they're running into a team that I think is, finding their feet in this league under this manager. As I said, he has really turned around their fortunes. They have 2 wins on the boat, albeit against teams that are, closer to 20th than first. But at the end of the day, this league is, they're 17th. So, anybody they play has more points than them right now for the most part. And the fact that they're playing a team that doesn't have more points than them this week, I'm not going to go against them, even in a raucous Portman Road. So I think this is the one of the nails maybe that go into the coffin towards the end of this season. I'm going to say Wolves do pull it out. I think Delap gets a goal or somebody from Ipswich. More than likely, Delap either set it up or score it. But I do think that Wolves end up winning. So I'm going to say a 2-1 win to Wolves. Good away win for them. Ipswich put up a fight, but not enough. One score a free kick in the last match. Mad. Who you thought the right back we want to play, or you thought the brother will loan? Wolves 2-0 pristine, say. Alright. Go with the 2-1, but 2-0 could have possible too. Chile said 1-1. Yeah, Chile, if I didn't say 2-1, I was gonna say 1-1, Andrew Pan going for the draw as well, but him said 2-1. Oh, the right back. Okay. Yeah, the right back. Yeah, I know him usually take the corner them and thing for the U21. So him have him full of technique. Skull, me not get your Ipswich score. Last U21 match, yeah. It's a big game. Even if it's a draw, Ipswich is still. No, I don't think a draw help them, none at all. I think Ipswich have to win. Because I mean, look, if you're 6 points behind, we're chasing with what would I left about 6 game. I mean that's doable. That's doable, you know what I mean? But if obviously if them lose them 12 points out, and then if them draw, it stay right at 9, which not really help them so much right now. And Wolves is the only team really there to be caught. So yeah, I think it's a do or die for them personally. But let's see. You're alone foolish me I do, man. Why me keep on at that, people? I don't know. 1-0 Ipswich. You know. Float say, yo, they must stay up, They had a big win last week, so is there you can see them have belief still. But I just feel like this Wolves team not going to be like the Bournemouth team that was leggy, and I don't think they're going to run into the same thing. This team fresh and ready to go, and them look like them are play harder for this manager. West Ham, Bournemouth people, can Bournemouth end the rut? This has to be the worst run that they've been on all season. 5 wins to 4 in favor of West Ham with 6 draws out of the 15 games they drew earlier this season at the Vitality, drew last year, drew before that. So yeah, it's been a draw fest and 2 wins for West Ham of the last 5. Bournemouth though, look at that. Only 1 point from 15 with 4 losses, a draw sandwiched in between, away to Spurs no less. But they lost to Wolves, lost to Brighton, lost to Brentford, lost to Ipswich. 2-1 seems to be their famous scoreline they keep losing by. West Ham, 2 wins on the bounce. They had a big win out of the blue against Arsenal 1-0. That was a madness. Then they beat Leicester 2-0. Lost 1-0 to Newcastle, a rough away defeat. Drew with Everton 1-1, and then lost last week away to Wolves 1-0. Still think under Potter they have been better. He's been able to put them to somewhat safety. They're pretty safe compared to that 18th position right now, so they should be good, barring a big collapse from this point. But Bournemouth, on the other hand, it's kind of do or die for them if they want to be in Europe next year. I heard somebody, I think it was Andrew, saying, boy, they're gone on vacation, but it's too early for that for them. I mean, they still have 8 games to play. I think that it's really up for grabs in terms of maybe not the first 3 Champions League spots, but the last one, I think, is very open. I don't see Chelsea being consistent enough to just run away with that 4th spot. You have Newcastle lurking, you have Brighton around in the mix, you have Aston Villa getting form again with the resources that they have now to end off the season. So, look, Bournemouth just need to put another run together similar to their previous 5 before this, and they will be right back in the thick of things for those last 3 games to see where they will end up. So I don't know if it's vacation time just yet for them, and if they have that mindset, it's way too early to have it, people. Trust me. Look at the table. Look at how tight it is up there. A couple of string of results for you, and there's some other teams, some good things happen. You're right back in the mix. So Bournemouth, take my foolish advice and stay in this season because you might have a reward at the end. West Ham, on the other hand, is truly and can be on vacation. And for those reasons and those reasons only, I'm going to tell you that Bournemouth finds a way to get this result. They find a damn way. I think Clivert should be back from what he's dealing with. Hopefully for them, that's a big if. But if he's back, I think that will make the difference for them. West Ham, just, I don't know, man. Kudus was out, he returned to training. He might be back. Scored on international duty, so I thought he might come back doing something, but he was put on the shelf for last week. So, West Ham just haven't really ever been able to gain any kind of momentum this season per se. Had those 2 wins, and that might be the most momentum they'll have all season. So I'm going to say, look, Bournemouth, because they just need it more, they're going to find a way to make the result. And since they've been losing 2-1 so much, I'm going to say 2-1 to Bournemouth this time. Red Skull said 2-1 to Wolves. I agree with that one too. 3-1 Bournemouth, Pong. Alright, Pong said 3-1. Chile said Cherries 2-0. I don't know, of late them can't keep no clean sheet, But if it's a team for do it against West Ham, no ram for no score. Alright, so 1-0 Bournemouth. Skull said 1-0. Float and Pristine. Drop phone on 1. 2-1. So is anybody gonna go with West Ham? Pristine? Me no, man. Pristine strategy this week. Nobody now convince me with them scores. I go with my thing. Speed is unintentionally funny. I what him do now? On a side note, did you see the interview with Speed after the game? He said they can just kill any of our players. Yeah. The man say Leng jaw broke, nose broke. Reed just come back from injury, get tackled from behind, not even a yellow card. Man say you can just kill our players and not know what. But him laugh, him have him little smirk when him say it, man. Yo, what me really depend? I keep on I click the wrong thing. And I close off my camera. People, sorry. I don't know why I keep on do that. But moving right along, people. The end of the day game, the 12:30 game, its own time slot, 11:30 in Jamaica, 5:30 in the UK. Aston Villa at Villa Park hosting Nottingham Forest. Big Champions League implications on this one. Aston Villa and Forest head into this game, winning their midweek fixtures. So something has to give here. Villa, 7 wins out of the 15 games played, only 3 wins to Forest, 5 draws. But of course, earlier this season, they were able to do it at the City Ground 2-1. Villa in the corresponding fixture last season though got over the line 4-2, and as you can see, the 2 games before that, the home team was able to win. Last time this game was drawn was at the City Ground in 2002. So the home team has been reigning supreme of late in this fixture. Will that continue this time around? As you can see, both teams are identical form, even though they got there in different ways. Forest might feel the better of the two right now because of the 3 wins on the bounce, but who knows? 2 wins from Villa plus their exploits in Europe, their mindset is very high and very good, as well as they also have gotten into the FA Cup semi-final. So, both teams having very good seasons in good veins of form on their seasons right now. Maybe Nottingham Forest in a bit more trouble in terms of, bodies. Chris Wood obviously out, their talisman. That's a big loss for them. Nuno still being pretty coy about his status, saying it's just day to day. We can't really say when and what. Just have to see how he feels every day. So we don't really know how that's going to turn out in terms of when he'll be back. Aston Villa in 7th now after those 2 wins on the bounce. After, to be fair, some lean form before that, but they look to be peaking at the best time. Average goal scored, Forest actually with a little bit more, 1.67 to 1.47. Goals conceded, 1.17. Forest with the advantage there to 1.5. Again, 2 of the best goalkeepers in the league this season. When you're talking about Emi Martinez and Matt Sells, even though I think Matt Sells has been even more consistent than Emi Martinez this season, leads the league in clean sheets with 13 chances created per match. Aston Villa definitely squander chances for fun, 2.23 to 1.67. I will say that of all the teams that create chances in a decent clip, I think Nottingham Forest has been the most clinical this season out of all of them, even more so than Liverpool, to be honest. Biggest win, 7-0 by Nottingham Forest. I think that day their expected goals was like 2 or 3 point something, but they still got 7 goals. But they have gotten a 5-0 defeat as well to Bournemouth, which was crazy. Really an anomaly when you look at this season for them. Chris Wood, not sure if he'll play. Ali Watkins, not sure if he'll start based on the rotation that we've been seeing from Emery of late. But he did bench the last game, so more than likely we'll see Watkins start this one. Elanga now with 8 assists. Gibbs White 7. Elliot Anderson with 6. So Aston Villa needs somebody to step up in that assist department. But for me, this game comes down to the home team people. Villa Park at home, they will be rocking. Look, the only thing I'll say, they have to look forward to a big European night. But I think due to the reinforcements they brought in, Emery can mix and match and plug and play, and he should still be able to have the quality to get the result against Forest. I think they're catching Forest at a good time. Squad under a bit of pressure in terms of games. A lot of minutes in the legs. I think Ola Aina is going to be a huge miss for them. I don't see another fullback on their roster that can duplicate what he brings to the table athletically, technically. So I think those things are just going to add up on them. And I think Aston Villa makes this top 4 race even more interesting by getting the win. So I'm going to say it's a good, tight fixture, but another 2-1 result this time in favor of the Villains. So 2-1 Aston Villa, Villa Park. Final answer. So Pristine goes with the 2-1 as well. Yeah, man, dark humor. That him for real. Red Skull said 2-all. I could see it as well. Actually say 1-all, but at the Villa 1-all. So Villa go score first. So Andrew Pang, float management, let me know. Just you gonna get from that. So that's going to be a good match, people. Villa and Nottingham Forest. That's the close off Saturday. Now, Sunday, there should be, 4 more fixtures. 3 games in that 9 o'clock slot. I don't know why them do that and put so much game at once, but man's have the device them going on the Sunday morning. 7 matches played between them. Brentford actually has more wins in the series, 3 wins to 2. So definite bogey team for Chelsea. They did win at the Bridge earlier this year, drew last year at the G-Tech, but lost at the Bridge last year, lost at the Bridge again before that, and drew at the G-Tech before. So they have really only beaten Brentford once in the last 5 meetings. Brentford did lose their last game and to Villa. So they have lost at the G-Tech and away. Chelsea definitely have been much more consistent at home, winning their last 3, but their 2 travels, one to Villa Park, one to Arsenal, they have lost. I think that trend is going to continue in this game, people. Brentford at home have proven to be just a much different beast. The likes of Mbeumo, Wissa, one of them score at home every time. So, yeah, I'm going to say Brentford gets the job done over Chelsea, even though Chelsea has been in a much better vein of form, winning 3 of the last 4. I just feel like they haven't traveled the way that they play at home. And I think that continues in this game. So, I'm going to say Brentford. I don't know why I keep liking this scoreline this week, but 2-1 Brentford. Andrew Pang said 2-0 to Villa. Floyd said 2-1 to Villa. All right, next game up, people. Brentford, Chelsea. Drop your scores for that right away. Andrew said 1-1 between Brentford and Chelsea. While not drop that, let's go to the next game quick and fast because kind of running close to the end of the show here. So I want to get through the fixtures and get the picks in. Remember, if you are catching the show on the replay or you see that the show has gone and you want to be a part of the picks, all you have to do is drop your comments in the comment section. It's very helpful if you put the games in order of how they're listed on whatever site, because it will just be easier to add you into the main page here, the main book, so that we can get your things down and document who did well this week. So the next fixture, people, Fulham and Liverpool. 35 times they have played in the Premier League. Liverpool dominating with 21 wins. Fulham with 7 and 7 drawn fixtures. They did get the better of Liverpool in terms of not letting them get 3 points. One of the better games that Fulham played this season. Really should have won the game based on the chances they had. 2-2 this one ended. Last year at Craven Cottage, this game ended 3-1 in favor of Liverpool. But Fulham, I'm telling you, this is a team this season that literally has played to their opponent. Whenever they play a better team, they seem to play better. Wolves and Spurs, they had wins. They lost to Brighton, lost to Palace, lost to Arsenal. Remember, this Palace loss came on the back of a big result away from home against a big team. But they have a tendency to play down to their opponent or play up to their opponent, and I think that will continue this week with this Fulham game. I think they have gotten over their exertions of the FA Cup. Yeah, they had a tough game against Arsenal, but again, I don't think that game was at this physical pace that would have really put them into this, tired state of mind in terms of the Fulham players. And then Liverpool, I think, definitely had, more emotional more emotions were in their game. It's a derby. I just feel like they probably are a little more fatigued in terms of the two teams that are going to face each other. But I could be wrong there. Liverpool do have a bigger squad, so maybe they rotate, but they have a lot of injuries, so I don't know how much they can really rotate at the moment. But they're in first position, only 1 loss still after 30 games played. That's pretty remarkable at this point. 2.33 goals scored to 1.47 for their opponents. Average goals conceded, I think that's only bettered by Arsenal, but they're at 0.9 right now, 1.33 to their opponents there. Fulham with 5 clean sheets, Liverpool with 13 total, I think joint with Nottingham Forest for the most clean sheets by team in the league. Chances created per match, a whopping almost 3 chances created every game by Liverpool, and that's big chances, people. 1.87 to Fulham, not bad at all. They do a decent job of creating chances themselves. Salah on 27 goals and 17 assists, ridiculous stats. Raul Jimenez in double digits again. The Mexican with 10 goals, Diaz with 9, Anthony Robinson 10 assists, and Trent, who is out still, on 6 assists. Now, for me, Fulham and Liverpool, I think Liverpool have proven this season that really, regardless of how they perform in the game, when the 90 minutes is over plus injury time, they just have more goals than the opponent. And I don't really see a reason not to go with that same thought process again. But, look, I'm going to say this. I think Fulham, as I said, they have a tendency to just play better against the better teams. I don't see any reason for that to change. I think they'll be up for it. Their fans will be loud. They will want to, at this point, it's just like, look, Forest is the only team that has been able to beat them. We want to be that team too. I don't know if that's enough to actually win a game, but that's my theory that I'm going to go with. So I'm going to say, look, Fulham, pull the damn upset, man. Liverpool due for losing for one of these performances that they have been. So I'm going to say 2-1 Fulham. 2-1 Fulham. Not because I think we're going to win the league and come back, just because I think Liverpool is due to lose a game. They're due to lose a game in one of these Premier League games. I think this will be the one. Robinson with a big game. Keep Salah quiet again. All right, so Chile said 2-1 Brentford and 2-0 to Liverpool. Andrew Pang agrees with a 2-0 to Liverpool. But that's his side. Salah returns to form. Robinson quiets him. Andrew, quiet him. Brentford 2-1 to Pristine. And 1-0 Liverpool. Yeah, I had a feeling not many people would be on my Liverpool demise. Actually, said 3-2 City. I hope and pray. Actually, want to run Ghana City game. Okay, Newcastle 3-0. And City 3-2. And Tottenham Southampton. That's the only one you never put Chile. Oh, you did? 3-1. Big up Chile. I say a word, bro. I get late still. We only allowed one loss per competition. We passed that quota already for Prem. Alright, Angel. I say a word, brother. That sounds nice to say. Hey, it's a fact though. I think why you lose one. Well, no, you never lose to P. Them name PSV, them name. Them beat you on a draw. Kind of lose to PSG in a second leg. Gonna lose to PSV in the last league group thing, right? Alright, was that a loss or a draw? I can't remember. I guess you would have known more still, because I say it definitively. So I could see. Maybe it was just a draw in that game. But no one never get 3 points though. Red Skull I work science that week, you know. Him say 1-0 Liverpool, reverse psychology I work with. Alright, my bro. Anything I have to play now. Every psychology I have to go on. Brentford Chelsea those Skull. Me never get that one there. Okay, 2-1. No, you're not pick Chelsea. 2-1 Blues a float. PSG Plymouth. 2-1 Pool. Beaten after we win. Nah, man, you can't want to quote them big thing there of me off the top of my head. Sister, I like you tell. Come on, man. Nobody put no asterisk on the last, brother. Last or last, win or win. Don't do that. Don't do that, Andrew. Man, I encyclopedia, brother. I'm catch you. All right. Stats now. Spurs and Southampton. People don't really want to look through this. Spurs beat them enough more time. Zine, Spurs score a bag of more goal. Spurs concede less goal. Spurs have more clean sheet, them create more chance. Or the backside Spurs will lose, brother. Oh, them can lose because them are Spurs, right? Good point. Well, look here. Not even Ange and him workless self are going to lose that one here, people. I'm sorry. Southampton salt. The best I'm going to do is get a draw. But I'm going to say, I'm going to keep the theme going. 2-1 to Tottenham because them are going to give up a goal because them Spursy. So 2-1 Spurs, me say. Yeah, man. Sculler first time in a while, I picked them for real, 3-1 it gone to. Pristine said 3-1 as well for Spurs. Pong, give them the clean sheet. You don't know Spurs, Pong. Or you know Southampton. Which one? either you don't know Spurs or you know Southampton. Because trust me. But Southampton scored one of the best goals for the weekend. Good football for score that goal, man. Yo, and then next game, people. I know I never get a few, but just drop them. Next game, people, the Manchester derby. Now, you tell me, when do you can remember a season where it was this irrelevant, brother? Even though, man, it's not irrelevant because Man City have a lot to say with the top four race, with the teams not being so far apart in that area. But, man, earlier this season, Man United probably had their finest day of the year with a 2-1 win. I think this was the day when Diallo scored the goal late after the Bruno pen. But, other than that, it's been City domination for the most part. I mean, I did get another win at Old Trafford 2-1. This game, of course, will be at Old Trafford again. So they have been able to beat them at Old Trafford at the Etihad of late. But I think Manchester City right now, if you look at, what they were looking like around this time of the season, Kyle Walker gone on loan, Diaz and Vardial, they played in the middle this game. They're going to keep playing that way this game again. Nunez still somehow out there at right back as well, even though Vardial must have played left back and Walker and Diaz was playing centre back. Yeah, that's how it went. This game they went with Doku as a winger, went for the ball retention. From Foden, they had De Bruyne out there as well. Gundogan and Silva as the pivot. Now they can play. My boy, them just signed Gonzalez in midfield with Ilkay, which makes it much better. They're in a much better space right now. Savinho fit, Doku fit, Grealish score a goal, maybe him score a next one before 16 more months. But they're a bit fitter in the attacking areas, the wide areas. They didn't have Marmoush then, they have him now, even though they don't have Haaland now. But, some might argue maybe it's a bit tougher to stop them when they have Marmoush out there because of the fluidity that he would bring compared to Haaland. Manchester United, though, to be fair, a lot has changed as well. They don't have Lisandro, he's out. Maguire really kind of a fringe player currently. He's back training now and playing, but he came off the bench to try score a goal last week. Didn't really start in defense. The wing back's still the same, even though sometimes now because Dorgu is there, Mazraoui has been used in the back three. In midfield, he has never really settled on his double. In midfield, it's been Huarte, it's been Casemiro, it's been Christian Eriksen. He's never really settled on that area. And then, Højlund bench the last game, came on. He'd probably start this game instead. Mason Mount back in training, but, hasn't really been out there yet, I don't think. And they are out for the season. So, look, Manchester City, you're heading to your, crosstown rivals place to play, and that normally is not a good sign for the visiting team. But I'm telling you, I don't trust this United team at all to do anything ever. against a City team that looks like is rounding into somewhat of a better form. I think they get revenge from the loss earlier this year, and I'll say City win this game 3-1 in the end. I know Amarim tends to get a tune out of his players in certain games, but I just don't see it, people. I think City going to turn them over. Yeah, man, Spurs is quite a weird set of people, brother. I mean, I understand them not at all. No Haaland, yep. Pristine say United 2-1. Wow. What a result there. So they're going to do the double over City this year. Actually said 3-2 City. I'll say it's going to be a classic. I want to say 2-1 United, but I can't say them a score twice, so 2-1 City. So 2-1 to City. Because City have one extra goal too. 3-1, I say. Late when United are pushed and get the next one. All right, so there's just one more fixture. So one more feature to end off fixture to end off the week as we come to the close of the program. This one will be on Monday, and this will be what looks like to be the team that definitely will be going down next year. Leicester City taking on Newcastle. So Leicester City taking on Newcastle for the last fixture. Newcastle, I think, need this win. They need this win. Leicester needed two, but I don't see this changing. I think that's 6 games on the bounce with no goal. And all of those being losses as well. They're up to 21 losses now for the season. Ruud van Nistelrooy finding life very difficult after a rough 3 fixture run of City away, Forest at home, Liverpool away. They have wins over West Ham away and a home, decent tough game against Brentford. They were able to get the win as well. Newcastle, I think right now for them it's just about getting 3 points. They have that monkey off the back of not having any trophies for a long time, winning the League Cup. Now their aspirations is to get back to the Champions League as they were able to do a season before. And they have the tools to do it. They have some injuries around the back. I think Lewis Hall was a big miss for them. He had been somewhat of a revelation this season, but I think Trippier as someone to have waiting in the wings is a good thing. And when you think that Livermore really doesn't lose much going from the right or the left, it's okay. They have enough cover there. I think Gordon absence was a big miss for them, but the good thing that it did for them and their season moving forward is that I think it's played Harvey Barnes into some form, which, informed Harvey Barnes is a great thing to have, even if he loses his starting role to Gordon, now that he's back from suspension. So I think things are looking up for Newcastle to end off the season, and I think Leicester are just hapless at this point. So I am not going to be the one to predict them to break this goal duck. So I'm going to say 2-0 to Newcastle. Not a beatdown, but, a win. Andrew Pang says it's going to be a beatdown. He's gone for 4-0 to Newcastle at the King Power. Pristine agrees with me, says 2-0 to Newcastle. Yeah, man, fast own goal. I think that's one of the two. And of course, Mr. Automatic, Isak. Maybe Murphy get a 1 goal. But yeah, it will be a Murphy. Could have been his goal, but it's gonna end up going down as our own goal to Fuss. So Red Skull, we need 2 more predictions from your Manchester Derby, sorry, and then Leicester Newcastle. Float management, we need 3 more. I'm sure you'll drop it in the comment section because I probably just got caught up and had to run. Big up to Andrew Pang in the building. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Hopefully, if it's your first time, you have subscribed already and you can tune in for the rest of the season. We've been doing this since week 1 to now. So if you like the banter, you like the vibes, this is a normal thing. Every week we do a preview and review. had to double up this week because I don't know if you know, Andrew. Obviously you can hear that I'm Jamaican, but we cover all the Jamaican national teams, Jamaican football in general. So tomorrow night, man's been scouting this Mexican female team. So we're going to come out with some information on a tactical preview show. We have the teams loaded up in a tactical view. So we're going to put the teams on screen, try to predict the starting 11s, how teams going to look out there, and keys to victory if the Reggae Girls want to get the desired results in these games. So yeah, man, look forward to that. If you like breaking down football them ways, you might enjoy that type of content as well. And yeah, big up if you're just an EPL fan and you just like the banter and the conversation. You don't know, just subscribe, turn on the notification so you can know when we're dropping the content. All right, boss, big up yourself and thanks for tuning in. So Manchester City 2-1 over United, says Float, and then the Leicester Newcastle game. I'm gonna guess that Float is gonna say 3-0. Yeah, man, Andrew, big up, man. It's a every week thing, week to week thing. If there's fixtures midweek, I do it same way. So yeah, man, we run it from the start to the finish. And yeah, we're always happy when some new people can find it. And by the looks of things, you'll fit right into the gang because you have your opinions, and that's what we love on this program. You know what I mean? So Newcastle 3-1 say Float. All right, people. So that's pretty much it, we got through everything we wanted to get through. We did the review show. Congrats again to Duke. Big up to the subscriber, Duke. Long time supporter of the show. Probably been here from week 1 to now. So really, really appreciate it. Float said 3-1 Newcastle. I was close. And it was a selfish choice. Not selfish, but it was a patriotic choice, as he says, Bobby to come in to score. Yeah, man, that would be lovely. Lovely if Bobby could get a goal. Sad to say though, Bobby, I don't think you guys have what it takes to stay up, man. It was a decent attempt, but you guys lost your way for too long, man. You left too much there on the table to try and make up. So, yeah, don't know what the future holds for you, but yeah, Leicester, I'm telling that club right now, all their supporters, looks like you're going down. So get ready for the fight of getting back up again, like you did last year. So that's pretty much it, guys. I really enjoyed bringing the content to you. As I said before, people, if you haven't already, please do smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, like my brethren Andrew Pang here, please do hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell. That is the most important thing that you can do, because Jason Gooner TV, as you know, is a channel that this is not really what you would call what I do for a living. So with that being said, it's very hard for me to set times of programs for every day and different weeks, because from week to week the schedule does change due to family arrangements and family duties. So with that being said, it is imperative that if you want to keep up with the content that Jason Gooner drops, you will have to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you're getting notified when we are live or when we drop any other form of content. All right, people. But listen, that's enough talking for the night. Like I said before, a full joy bringing you this content each and every week. EPL is something that I follow pretty much all the time because I play fantasy. I'm an Arsenal fan and I just overall love watching football. So this is really nothing to me to bring this content to you. I would have been talking about this to my own friends. I just decided to do this in the form of a YouTube video, and I'm so glad that I've done it because I have gained so much support on the channel and also gained even more knowledge of football just from having the discussion about football each and every day. So yeah, man, it is a learning experience for me as we go through the YouTube journey, and I love the fact that I am learning from it as well. And hopefully some of you will tune in. Maybe if you don't learn anything, at the very least, you get to talk football and discuss what's going on. So Andrew Pang, I actually don't have my own fantasy league. I have some draft leagues with some family, which obviously is a little more closed than the fantasy traditional way. But I am in one fantasy league run by I Am Sure Sports. I don't know if you're familiar with that YouTube program, but yeah, I only play in I Am Sure Sports League. I don't know the code or none of them thing there. But next season, now that I have this platform, I'm definitely going to start my own FPL, and we'll obviously drop to the subscriber base what the password is and all them things. So yeah, man, that is in the works for next year. Jason Gooner TV, since we put so much time into the EPL anyway, and a lot of my so Skull, you miss the Manchester Derby and Leicester Newcastle. That's it, Skull. So yeah, next season, Andrew, we'll start fresh, and definitely we're gonna have it up and running. But for this season, we are playing a something else. Yeah, for bringing that up, I never even talked about FPL tonight, but I will be honest with the people. Man's need to get some rest. So we're gonna put in some rest now. As I said, tomorrow night, tune in to the tactical preview show. We'll be back with some more EPL content on Monday. So that's how it works, Andrew. Whenever the last day of games, or whatever the last game of the week is, which is going to be Monday next week, you can look out for the review show for that week, that night. So Monday night, I'll be back to drop the review show for week 31, where we reveal the standings for the week, champ of the week, donkey of the week, talk about all the games, all the decisions in the games. And yeah, just we'll have an overall discussion again about the EPL and what happened during the week. So big up, and as I said, just turn on the notification. That's the best thing I can tell you. But all my Jamaica fans, Reggae Girls fans, tomorrow night, people, I will be coming back. We like to bring the tactical preview whenever we reach to our international window, and we will definitely be doing that for the Reggae Girls as they face CONCACAF rivals Mexico in a 2-game series. First match being in Kansas City on Saturday. Then they will move on to Houston to face them again on Tuesday. I think 4:30 Saturday and 7:30 on Tuesday. And I want to say that's 4:30 Jamaica time and 7:30 Jamaica time, if I'm not mistaken. So remember, that's Central time in America now. Eastern time is 1 hour ahead currently from Jamaica time. So keep that in mind based on where you are in the world of the times of the Reggae Girls games. But yes, we have a lot of football to watch this weekend. We have the EPL we'll always watch. We have the other leagues as well, Championship, League One, because we're tracking the players. So yeah, it's a fun job. It's a fun job, and it's not really a job because I would have watched football anyway. So it's the best kind of job because it's not one. It's just doing something that you really like doing in the first place, and then having the reward of being able to present what you saw to a crowd of people. It's great. So yeah, just the Leicester Newcastle game, Skull. That's it. I don't know if you're looking at your crystal ball hard for that one there. Well, come on, man. That one should be easy. I think that's where the upset may come from this week. I guess it's possible. So I'm gonna say okay. So big up, man. From where do you find the channel? Yeah, man. Blessings, fan blessings, bro. Big up on yourself, Red Skull. Drop your last score now, man, so I can go to bed. Skull, me know you go for Newcastle. Where the score? Alright. Yeah, go for Ruud Van Nistelrooy and Bobby Reed. Cause Skull no run for do some next level choice, Where you go, Skull? Let me know. Yo, go and thump up the like button, people. I have one more for reach at 30. Leicester Newcastle, Skull. That's the only one you never say. I watch a joke now. When I scroll back up, Skull don't say that a long time. Let me see. No, I've never say. Oh, no. Leicester Newcastle, the last one before that. Leicester City versus Newcastle at the King Power Stadium on Monday night in England under lights. A rainy night in Leicester. Newcastle 3-1. All right. I could have guessed that still. All right. So, people, now that Skull dropped him last score, that is officially the end of the program. Red Skull said Brentford 2-1. All right, I get that one there already. I have the whole of them, Skull. The last few was all you never have, and you give me them. City 1-0, Newcastle 3-1. All right, boom. Yeah, people. So that is it, Thanks for each and every one of you that tuned in tonight. I really do appreciate it. The consistency is the key, people. And I made a vow that I'm going to do every week. I think I missed one due to some, I think I was out of town or something at a tournament. I think it was something to do with Julie football. But other than that, we have been here, people, and we're going to continue to do so right till the end. Season never end the way I would want as a Gunners fan, but to be honest, still full joy the football, people. Nothing can get me away from it. So we're going to bring the content to you same way. Yeah, man. So big up. Thanks again and respect. I am Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. Until next time, blessings.